Hi, everybody. It's getting pretty late tonight. I had a very busy day today. I went to the NAMI conference and spoke after lunch for one of the sessions. And then I raced back to Volga and went to a craft fair with my book and sat there for a few hours. And then I raced home, and Gary and I went to the homecoming football game for Sioux Valley tonight. And so we just got home a little while ago. I took my contacts out, and all of a sudden I thought, oh, it's 10 o'clock and I haven't done my Facebook Live video yet. So I am here to do that. I hope I'm not waking anybody up, that you're either you're awake or you're seeing this the next day, tomorrow. But my reason today is life is worth living because we can help people. And that is what I was doing at the NAMI conference. I gave a talk about tools for staying away from the edge, talking about my book and the Fresh Hope support groups that Gary and I have done at several of the churches that we've been at since 2014, when I had my major depressive episode and learned about Fresh Hope and trained to be a facilitator. So I talked about that, and it it went okay. I felt like I could have been better prepared, and so I was feeling a little bit down about that. But that's all part of it. I guess we learn from those experiences. I can I think I did fine, and I think I shared some helpful information for people, and that's all I can do for now. I could have been I could have written the speech out. I could have practiced it a couple of times. I was thinking I could just write down a few notes and wing it, and I felt bad that it didn't go the way I wanted it to. But that's probably some of my insecurities and perfectionistic tendencies and things like that. So live and learn. I did the best I could, and I was there to help people. And I think it did help. So, and then I went to the craft fair and got to talk to some people as they came through. A couple of them bought my book, but I got a chance to talk to some people about mental health and tell them about Fresh Hope. So that's good to make those connections too. I wanted to share the story that I closed my talk with today at the NAMI conference. And maybe there might be a few people that were there and are watching this Facebook Live because I talked about doing this series there. So maybe I will kind of talk about something else first and then close with the story, so that if you've heard it already, you can, sign off and not have to watch the whole thing. One of the things I was really disappointed in myself about was when I got in the car to go home, I realized that I had told the story, and actually it made me tear up when I was reading it before giving the talk, but during the talk, I really started to cry, and like tears were coming down my face. And so I was kind of embarrassed about that and got a little flustered. And I didn't turn to the last slide. I had told people, you'll see my grandkids after the story, and I'd never turned to the slide. So I want to show my grandkids for a second. Let me turn my camera around, and here, oh, it's going to have some glare on it. Let's see if I can get it. So here's Halston and Clark, about a year ago, I think it is. So they're darling. Those are my grandkids. And I'm hoping that later this month, before the month is over, that I will actually have them on a video in person if we can get down to Lincoln. So that will be another reason for living that I'll share later on. But I will just say before I read the story that if you are struggling with your mental health, especially suicidal thoughts, please reach out for help. And you can talk to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline if that is something that you need help with. So my story that I told, I think relates to helping others also. And I found it earlier this week on Facebook. A writer named Amy Betters Mitvet had this story on her Facebook page. Her daughter, Kate, is a cross-country runner, and so Amy and her family were following Kate around during a high school cross-country race, cheering her on, and she wrote this post on Facebook. And I kind of cut some of it to make it a little bit shorter for the session that I did at the NAMI conference. Tweaked it just a little bit, but this is by Amy Betters Mitvet. And I'll just read it now. Sometimes we are lucky enough to witness beautiful humanity in action, and we all need to pause and learn. When my daughter Kate lapped the course for the second of 3 times, I could see her looking at me in a totally different way than she had on the first lap. She had started out in the zone, just going for it. She wanted to beat her own personal record. So now she was looking at me with the pleading eyes I recognized. She was in pain. It was about 1,000,000 degrees outside. Kate reached for her belly, a bad sign. She started to turn toward us, mouthing the words, "I can't." We knew she could finish this run. We all yelled, "Keep going!" And yet we could see her slowing down. Then from behind her came another runner from another team. She was dressed in a maroon tank top and had blonde hair pulled up, and her face was red and sweaty like all the kids. She passed Kate and then slowed. She started to reach back, putting her hand out to Kate. Then she turned her head and looked into her eyes and said these words, "You can do it. Don't stop. Just come with me. We'll do this together. Keep going." Kate glanced at us for a moment, hesitated, then took the girl's hand, pointed herself back to the course, and somehow continued on. My eyes overflowed with tears right there on the sidelines. "You can do this. Don't stop. Just come with me. We'll do this together. Keep going." It meant so much more from the person who was right there on the path with her than it did from anybody else. This runner, who was actually supposed to be competing against her, got it. She knew how hard it was, but she believed they could do it. It wasn't about winning at all. It was about the race. How good does it feel when someone else sees our hard and yet believes we can do it? When someone pulls alongside us so we don't have to do it alone. When they take our hand and guide us back to the path forward. It is everything. We can all do these small acts and thank the good Lord above that we don't even have to run to do it. We can reach out our hand and we can let other humans know we are there beside them. We can tell them, "You can do this. Don't stop. Just come with me. We will do this together. Keep going." Together. What a powerful word. We just have to notice those on the path with us. We have to get out of our own heads, maybe, and we have to be brave enough to reach out and say the words, and then we have to keep going too. And sometimes we have to take those hands offered to us and let them pull us along. That is a really brave thing to do too. And honestly, for me, it can be even harder than offering a hand. These are all really big, small things, actually. I think each of us can learn from our awesome running friend and from my girl who kept going that we can all do small things and they can change the world. We just have to do them together. So that was a story I read. Hey, I got through it without crying this time. That's pretty awesome. I hope that you are finding reasons to live this month. Some days are harder than others. Today was a hard day because I was stressed from a lot of different things going on. And my thoughts were not quite helpful in some of those times today. So we just have to keep trying, keep starting over, catch the thoughts that are negative and holding us back and making us feel bad, and try to think more helpful thoughts instead. So I thank you for watching. If you came in in the middle of this, you can watch it in a few minutes when it's up. And I will be back tomorrow for another reason for living. Thank you.